boy. Yo, you mean to tell me April 25th in 2026 at the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson, legacy on African soil? Then we got Rashad, McCants, and Deron Williams. Yes, I said it. Deron Williams arguing about who ducking smoke. And just when you thought it was over, when you thought these two have put aside their differences and would not talk about each other again, yes, I'm talking about Hibachi, Gilbert Arenas, and Kwame Brown. They're back at it again, accusing each other of sabotage, jealousy, and criminal behavior. Oh my gosh. And listen, in our relationship segment, your partner might not be toxic. Your friends might be. This ain't a calm episode. This is Heartbeat Arena. Let's apply some pressure. Welcome back to Heartbeat Arena, episode 81. We'll be keeping it 100%. All facts, no cap. It's your boy, Trillionaire Chuck again. And yes, last episode, we were stuck at 13 views. People, 13 views? That's cool because this one is going to make people uncomfortable. Believe me. Hit that like button now. Let's get it going. Now, yes, we got Floyd Money Mayweather versus Mike Tyson. Africa, ego, and legacy, right? Now, this isn't fake news, okay? This is going to be history, right? This is going to be symbolism, right? Because you got Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson stepping in an exhibition on that soil, right? Yes, I said it. It's going to be an exhibition, but don't think egos retire. No, Tyson once questioned Floyd's greatness, okay? Told him, stop comparing yourself to Ali, okay? That wasn't small talk. That was legacy disrespect, okay? Now they share in the ring. But let's break down their fighting styles, okay? Tyson is 59 years old, okay? And Floyd is 48 years old. There's a roughly 11-year age gap, right? Tyson, peekaboo style, explosive burst, heavyweight power that still carries danger, all right? Now you got Floyd Mayweather, distance, defense, mental chess, the master of controlled combat. Michael Jai White said this best. Floyd Mayweather is probably the only boxer who does not need a coach in his corner. That's how good this guy is. Hey, he's unbeaten. Okay, in his professional career, he has not lost a match, right? Here's the real question. Is this sport or spectacle, right? Because exhibitions favor control and Floyd controls everything, right? But here's the but. If Tyson decides to ignore the exhibition script, right? If he throws like pride matters more than business, it gets dangerous. My prediction, if Tyson comes out wild early, he has a window. If Floyd survives, he controls it. He makes it technical. He makes it safe. But don't be shocked if ego overrides choreography. Okay? because legacy on African soil, that hits different. And besides all that, if I had to choose, I'm going to choose Floyd. This is why. 11 years is a huge difference, right? He's 11 years younger than Mike Tyson. Not only that, technical, defense, in better shape. Okay. Tyson has a history of not lasting out that third round. If Floyd can get it past that third round, Tyson might end up getting knocked out. Keep in mind, this ain't Jake Paul. This isn't that. This is two legends going at each other, just different weight classes. I got my money on Floyd. I know some of you all are going to put your money on Tyson. But let's move to the next segment. Let's talk about this McCants and Deron. Numbers don't lie, right? Let's end the podcast narrative and go to the receipts, all right? These two been arguing about who ducked smoke, all this other back and forth nonsense. Like I said, let's get straight to it. I gotta get my glass for this one. Let's talk about this. College first. 2005, y'all remember that year? NCAA National Championship, North Carolina versus Illinois, right? The fight in the line now. You remember that? All right, let's talk about it. These two went head to head. All right, Rashad McCants, Deron Williams. Rashad McCants had 14 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Deron Williams had 17 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, right? Now, statistically, Deron had the stronger game, right? However, McCants got the ring. That's team success versus individual output. Let's move along. 2003 matchup, right? When they matched up in college, of course. Rashad McCants had 20 points, 6 rebounds, 3 steals. Deron Williams had 22 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists. Again, Deron filled the stat sheet heavier, right? But North Carolina won. So it seemed like in head-to-head combat, Deron Williams been spanking that ass on McCants. I'm spanking that ass on McCants. But because of Sean May, them boys, North Carolina always had to win, right? That's what one could say. But we're not talking about, other members of the team. We talk about these two, Rashad McCants, Deron Williams, right? Now, so college, competitive, close, right? Now, let's talk about the NBA. This is where it splits, okay? On March 2nd, 2007, Deron Williams and McCants had matched up. Deron Williams had 21 points to Rashad McCants' 8 points. On December 9th, 2008, Deron Williams had 11 points to McCants' 10 points. That's the NBA head-to-head reality, okay? Not hate. This is not hate. This is not bias. This is just production. When these two met on the court and that ball was tipped up, who did the most? Who outperformed who? Okay. College, rivalry, right? NBA, separation. So when Deron says he was barbecuing McCants in a workout and McCants allegedly left early, the public leans towards Deron, right? Because resume builds credibility, okay? Now, does that prove ducking? No, it doesn't prove ducking at all. But perception is built on patterns, okay? And Deron's career arc gives him leverage in debates. Okay, that's the uncomfortable truth, ladies and gentlemen. But let's move along. These two niggas, boy, I tell you, sometimes it be entertaining, then other times that shit just be fucking pathetic and it be sad. Because we're talking about Gilbert Arenas and Kwame Brown. And no, this ain't even about basketball anymore, y'all. I promise you it ain't. This isn't sports, okay? This is ego warfare, right? It reignited when Kwame sided with McCants publicly. Gilbert warned him on Gil's Arena, basically telling Kwame to stay out of this, okay? Kwame flipped it. He said Gil was jealous of McCants' rising influence. Now it's about envy. Then it escalated. Severe accusations, personal character attacks, family brought into it, right? That's not debate, that's destruction, okay? Kwame mocked Gilbert's gambling arrest, right? Gilbert mocked Kwame's YouTube jail, right? Then came business shots. Ownership of Gil's Arena questioned, okay? Brand integrity questioned. And at the core of this, 2003-2005 Washington Wizards, Kwame says Gilbert sabotaged him, told coaches not to play him. Okay. Gilbert says Kwame didn't work hard. All right. That's the wound right there. And microphones turned it into a war. Here's the real issue, though. This is the real issue. Both men feel misunderstood, okay? Both men feel disrespected. Both men feel the narrative didn't treat them fairly. But pride keeps it alive. And pride doesn't care about peace, unfortunately, right? Gil told Kwame, keep the name out your mouth. Don't make me come down there and wreck your shit up, right? I gotta be honest. You know, if all this is just a bunch of nonsense between these two, hopefully these two can reconcile the differences, right? But however, Gil with the Washington Wizards thing, Gil never sabotaged Kwame. I mean, it wasn't just there, right? It was also said when he went over to the Lakers, the same thing, right? Kobe said the same thing. Multiple people have said this, right? GMs and coaches have said it, right? About how Kwame was in the locker room, how he was in practice, okay? I don't understand how, you're trying to say Gil sabotaged you and all this other stuff. I really don't understand it. Maybe it's something you can tell me in the comments. Whatever, But let's move to the final segment of the show, relationship talk. Now, the Friendfluence factor, right? This, let me take a sip on this one. I know some of you are like, what is the Friendfluence factor? What is that? Well, Trillionaire Chuck got the answer for you. It's when your relationship decisions are influenced more by your friends than your actual experience. You happy, you're peaceful. Then your friends get involved, right? Now, they say things like, he ain't that guy, she moving funny, you can do better. We all have heard this talk in our ears. Now doubt starts creeping in. Okay. Sometimes friends protect you, and sometimes they project. Okay. Here's how you know you're under friend influence. Okay. or as they say, friendfluence. Your opinion shifts after group chats. You overshare everything, okay? You need outside validation before making decisions. Peace feels suspicious. That's not wisdom, that's influence, right? Protect your relationship from committee decisions, y'all, okay? Because too many relationships die from outside noise. I'm gonna say it again. Protect your relationship from committee decisions, okay? Because too many relationships die from outside noise, okay? Let me say this clearly. Last episode, we were stuck at 13 views, okay? We ain't doing that no more, fellas. Tune in, all right? 2026, we tuning in, all right? I'm putting more content out there for you all. Tune in, right? And with that, that's the end of this episode. If this sparked you, engage. If you disagree, then comment. If you felt attacked, share it. Because uncomfortable conversations get attention, right? It's your boy, Trillionaire Chuck. Always remember, keep it real in sports, keep it real in love, and stop letting pride or people run your narrative. I'm out.